أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Okay, I think we can just start the third principle. Where the author compares the wisdom of Quran with wisdom of the Quran and wisdom which is presented by any philosophical view or any world view or any civilization which is not based on any kind of scripture or any religious tradition. It means philosophy means this in the language of the book. It doesn't acknowledge the creator and the purpose in existence. So we can do some practical, that I have something here. This is this chart here in front of me. I can give it to you. It's taken from Social Work and House of Islam. David Hodge, somebody studied on it. It's not in that paper. Here, I have two more copies. I can give it to you if you are particularly interested in. So, let's call it in general. In general. What do we see in the secular civilizations or secular liberal? The book says liberalism, but I wouldn't call it liberalism because I'm pro-liberalism. Personally, we have to be really free and liberal people. But it doesn't mean secular liberalism he titled here, but we can follow the language. The book says philosophy. Philosophy means not the discipline. Philosophy means human beings try to understand the meaning of life and existence within the universe in itself. Nothing to do with looking at the meaning of the universe or creation. Just, I am here, I have certain feelings, and I'm not going to question where did I get them, what they mean for me. I have certain feelings, so I am here to entertain myself, to enjoy myself. So as long as I am here, or I'm going to die, doesn't matter. I will enjoy myself until I die. And after I die, I can tell this. That's the definition of secular civilization, I will call it, not liberalism as the book said. Doesn't matter. The book categorizes Western secular liberalism. These are, I think, biased language. Western doesn't have to be secular, but symbolizing it in general. You know? Eastern doesn't happen to be really following certain religious tradition. You don't have to, but that's the vocabulary used generally in the literature. So it says the first category says individualism. Does it have to be individualist, Western, secular, or not? We shouldn't use that language. Secular worldview, secular civilization is individualistic or is bound to be individualistic. Is it correct? But there are some social organizations, but still individualistic. Because, for example, they have some activities and organizations, they really care about environment, etc. Again, for individualistic purpose. To have a healthy life and to live in healthy conditions to their generations that they feel attached to. Right? This is still individualistic. Even self-sacrifice, which is promoted, because we have to self-sacrifice in order to have a social life, healthy social life, so that we will be enjoying, we will be comfortable, we will be enjoying our life. Still individualistic. Yeah?
What was the second thing you said? I missed something. After saying that they have organizations for the environment.
But still, ultimately,
But after that, maybe you give another example.
We have to self-sacrifice.
self-sacrifice.
So sorry. So like, that's for instance, organizations like Save the World or World Wildlife Fund or something like this.
For what?
Save the wildlife.
Why not? Yes, for what? Because the ecology tells us that if we don't save the wildlife, it will affect the environment, and the environment affect my personal satisfaction, ultimately human personal satisfaction. Because of the definition that described what secularism means, all the purpose in this life. I am interested in this life only as long as I live in this world. And while I am living in this world, if I harm the environment or the wildlife, I am really causing a disturbance in the social or in the balance of nature. So it will be against me again, because I will be really harming myself ultimately. For example, if you ask them, why do you want to, for example, save the whales? Okay, they try. Yeah. There are lots of organizations, especially for all of them, but I remember there are some people who are specializing in the importance of saving the life of whales. Yeah. Okay, why do you want to do it? Because they may say the whales are important for the ocean life. They may say whales are the animals also, why do we really extinguish them? And they may enrich our world experience, and then we will have more pleasure from natural beauty, etc., etc. They are all within the closed universe. It means universe itself is closed and we cannot go to the creator of the universe and relate ourselves to the creator of the universe and try to see the purpose of the creation. What is the, for example, if someone says, whales are created for a purpose, created, underline. So the creator is demonstrating his qualities through creating the whale. So I have to preserve it because it is a sign to my creator so that I will understand who my creator is better. Right? It means this man is going beyond the universe, using the universe, going beyond the universe. It means what the universe is pointing to, referring to. So they have a higher objects. They are not being individualistic. You get it? They are not being individualistic. Ultimately, it is for my benefit, but according to the purpose of my creation, I have to relate it to my creator. Ultimately, it is the purpose of the creation or the purpose of the creator. Let the will of God prevail. So I am attaching myself to God. Yes, this is still individualistic. I am attaching to God, but I am serving not my individualistic benefit, but acknowledging the purpose in creation as far as the creator is concerned. So giving the right to the creator, not to me. For example, we are entertaining the beauty of nature, but the next generation, the following generation, or the following generations have the right to entertain the beauty of nature, so that we have to preserve it. This is the difference.
Okay, I understand. So I have a follow-up question. So, for instance, say someone is vegetarian. I don't eat meat because I feel bad for all the animals that are being killed. I'm just trying to use the same logic to think of that example as well. So, in a secular world, the reason why they are vegetarian is because I'm not sure I can connect the dots for someone who chooses to be vegetarian and how that thought process works in a circular environment.
I feel that they don't want to be treated badly as human beings. So they say these animals also have senses, which is correct. And they also should be treated nicely. Again, the reasoning circle is closed. So because I don't want to harm anybody, sorry, my reasoning was wrong. I don't want to be harmed. So they say, okay, since I don't want to be harmed, then you as a human being wouldn't like to be harmed. I understand. So I have to respect your right. You have to respect my right. An extension of this reasoning, I have to respect the life of the animals by not interfering into their life. That's what I understand from vegetarian philosophy.
Some of them really like their argument is that all of life is sacred. So would this be a different type of argument?
Now there is sacred. The word sacred goes into religion.
Yes. Okay, so they have a different reasoning
So,
than the ones who.
We haven't come to that side. When you refer to something other than the object itself, That is the field of religion.
Oh.
Yeah. So if one says my life is sacred, why? Because it has a purpose. How? Because it has a conscious creator. Right? And I have to respect the real owner of my life. Not because I enjoy it, because I enjoy it, that's true. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. That is true, but more than this. My enjoyment also has a purpose appointed by its creator. So we have to go to the creator. Yeah? So if someone, anybody, it may seem to sound simplistic, as you said, simplistic in the sense that, if you put God into picture, you solve the problem and made everything religious. Not that simple. How do you put why first? Why do you put God into picture? How do you interpret and understand the creation when you put God into picture in the universe? It is not simple. So it needs a real elaboration of thought. You have to say, well, if there is God here or not, first, how did you come to this conclusion? Accordingly, how do you establish your worldview? Accordingly, how do you decide as a consequence of this, how do you define your life and the purpose of your existence? That all goes the chain of questions, and of course we have to make them all together into a form of worldview and then analyze the world accordingly. So if someone says, I believe in God and it is done, it means almost nothing as far as establishing the worldview is concerned. But it is a starting point. It's good as a starting point. Yes, it's necessary. But we have to go further. We shouldn't stop there. We cannot stop there. We have to go further. So make further reasoning, further analysis, and further conclusions. So if someone says, I don't want to be an individualistic, so religion comes into the picture and say that, okay, how do you see the world and what is the world for you? So religion, of course, we are not really going into the detail, and it's not our subject, it's comparison between secular worldview and a worldview which accepts or takes the purpose of creation and the purpose of creator into the picture and analyzes the world again. Both of us are analyzing the world, right? We are not jumping to the scripture. Go ahead. You can listen to the scripture and take your lessons or guidance from it, but still you have to come back to the universe and put into practice in the universe, right? So you cannot imitate the scripture. That is always the point which needs to be kept in mind. You cannot imitate scripture. You cannot speak on behalf of God, anything, but you can speak on your own behalf, but conclude that there is a conscious creator. Right? Conclude. And when you benefit from the scripture, the guidance from scripture, guiding lines from scripture, you have to listen to it as you have to listen to everything. Yeah, if someone's wrote something or told you something, then you have to listen to that person, and we have to listen. And also, some people who call themselves, we are the messengers appointed by God, let me listen too. Don't be biased about anything. Then I can listen to this person, I can listen to this man, and come to the world. and see the reality in front of you, observing, and then whether you confirm this one or that one. So religion says the universe is a creator and everything is meaningful, purposeful, and the universe is there, out there, in order to teach you who your creator is. So make your life meaningful accordingly. The other people say the universe is wonderful, maybe wonderful and perfect, but it doesn't have a purpose in its creation, and you don't have a purpose in your creation. You have to follow your own senses. Your own senses. It means follow yourself without taking any notice of what the creation is really bringing you a meaning and a message. And think about the meaning that you extract from the creation. That's very interesting. So they reduce religion. It is very interesting. And it has been for a long time, and it still is, a problem between religious approach and philosophical approach without religion, philosophy without religion. So they think that religion, especially in the Western world, not in the Muslim world really, but in the Western world, the religion is based on some sort of superstitions, which are called miracles. So we believe in certain people as they claim that they are prophets, they are messengers, whatever, because they performed miracles. As far as the Islamic tradition is concerned, no one believes in God because Muhammad performed miracles. But in Christendom, it is the backbone of the religion. So they usually take Christianity or Christian theology as representing religion. So they challenge miracle. So what they say, miracle means something extraordinary happens. Yeah? So you call it miracle. Something extraordinary. Whereas they say, why should we accept extraordinary? Because we don't see it extraordinary. We see always what is within the order. It means not extraordinary, but intraordinary. It means within the universe. So what is missing? It may be a challenge to Christianity. Yeah. If Jesus is devoid or empty, how do you say, diverse, or not the opposite? Take the clothes off, how do you say?
Revealed, segregated, distanced, stripped.
No, stripped off, yeah. If Jesus is stripped of his miracles, what is left? Christianity collapses.
Yeah.
Yeah. No miracle means no extraordinary, it means no Godhead or Son of God or anything.
Yeah.
Extraordinary, maybe a wise man. Yeah, and there are many wise men in the world. So nothing makes him an extraordinary being, so that they will say, they will produce a lot of theology out of it, or to me, not theology, philosophy out of it. Right? Now, in Islam, well, it's not the case. You can empty, stripped off, or how do you say, endowment, or taking everything out of your columns here. What do you call it? Sorry? Disemboweled. If you disembowel Muhammad from his miracles, what is left? Everything is left. Nothing is missed. No one, yeah, the Quran is there. No, it's there. It's in front of you. Well, I don't know. That's what you said. You have to study. Because if someone says Muhammad did not show any miracle, extraordinary thing, so because you have learned, you kept hearing that the Quran is miracle, the Quran is miracle, you don't know what it means. I'm challenging you. So miracle is extraordinary thing. You may say that the Quran is miracle, extraordinary. After you study it, you confirm it. Otherwise, a book is there and sitting on the shelf is not a miracle. It's a book.
If you take away the Quran,
Oh yeah, that's the idea.
then he's no longer, then he's just a wise man.
Sorry?
If you take away
Doesn't matter.
the Quran from Muhammad, then he's just a wise
No,
man.
who said that Quran is miracle in this sense? Muhammad's running waters out of his fingers, splitting the moon into two, and asking some trees to come to this kind of miracles, extraordinary physical events.
And walking on water.
For example, that's the case of Jesus, but no, but the Quran is there, you have to study and you have to see. Now, did I say, or did anybody say that take the Quran away from Muhammad? Because you keep hearing that the Quran is miracle, the Quran is miracle. When you say, when you disembowel Muhammad from miracles, it means deny the Quran. No, the Quran is there. So when you really disembowel Jesus from miracles, his sayings, narrated sayings, are still there. But the extraordinary events related to his life is taken away. So we have to be careful there. But of course, that's what the purpose of this class is, to here, this way, share with your life. And there's, don't worry, the karate cake is down. That's why we put the cake there, so the people can copy. Now, we should question every word, every term, concept we learn without really reason in the name of religion. We should question them, start questioning them. That is the purpose of this class. Don't deny, but don't keep repeating. Yeah, Egyptians, did you hear? Somebody doesn't want to smile. Egyptians, did you hear? So, not only Egyptians, that job, it's traditional Muslim understanding, but represented by Egyptians in our class, because we have quite a number of brothers and sisters. Whatever, all right? So, what is the Quran says? Now, let's say, so, courtesy.
Sorry, we're late.
Thank you.
For this?
No, there were no subways at all.
Oh, there is something?
7.
It is interesting. 7 is not working. Okay. Now, I will give you an example. You were late a little bit, don't worry about it, because you can catch up. I know you are clever. Now, I will give you an example. Okay, but to finish this business, we will concentrate on it and see the importance of it. Like, finish it as quick as possible. Right?
We are very happy with the brown.
Now, okay, brown is transient, but we are going to discuss an interesting thing. It will challenge. This one will challenge two things: classical philosophy and also Muslim traditional theology. Right? Very simple example I will give you, and you will understand that when you read a book, how serious, how scholarly done, doesn't matter. Methodologically this book is wrong or right. It's very simple. We experience a miracle. A person said, I am a messenger or whatever, and I'm not denying the miracle, by the way. It's not the point. You will understand that there is no need to deny miracles. So, but what we understand that we have to present ourselves as believing people in a way that will make sense to human beings, to any human being. So, I say, or let's say usually always, you are our example. So, Jean says, I am employed by God. I am a messenger of God, and if you want me to prove that, this is my message, the Quran, example. But we cannot really give another scripture, example of another scripture. But we can give the example of the Quran, because it is really challenging. Quran is challenging. That's why people don't like to, especially philosophers, don't like to deal with the Quranic teaching of belief or creed, right? But they love dealing with Torah and the Bible, Hebrew Bible and the New Testament Bible, yeah? But they don't really go into details in the Quran at all, because Quran is full of emphasis on the oneness of God and absoluteness of God. They cannot deal with it. Be careful, watch out. So, Jin says, look, how do we know that you are the messenger? He says, I can ask the creator of this universe, because he says, I am employed by the creator of the universe. I can ask the creator of this universe to create an, it's the usual thing, to create a rabbit out of nothing, as I want. Just put, you will see the rabbit there, suddenly, right? Yeah, here it is. Rabbit. Another farmer comes. Excuse me, sir. Here is the rabbit. Oh, the rabbit wasn't a good example. Chicken is a very vivid example. A chicken, okay? And the chicken is that chicken. Oh, wow, this man is performed an extraordinary demonstration. He says, it's not me. The prophets say, I didn't do it. The creator of the universe changed his rule of creating. Yeah? A farmer says, okay, I can do the same. Not as quick as you. I can get the egg, put under the hen, 22 days, I think 22 days, I don't know, it may be wrong. Sorry? 28 days? Okay. Or maybe, or if you are the farmer, I don't know, 28 days, and then the chick hatches its egg shell, and then chick, here I am, and there are two chicks there. One of them is, according to Jean's claim, created by the creator of the universe by changing his own order. Because he says, I put the universe into order as I want, and I can change it. This is why under my control. That's the definition of God, right? And he is the evidence for it. And I am the farmer. I said, look, here it is, the chick, the same chick, right? And it took 28 days. Yours took 1 second. So ultimately, what are we going to follow now? even if we saw the miracle by our own eyes, Quran says, look at the chicks, two of them, which is here as a result of miracle, extraordinary way, came into existence. The other one has come into existence within the ordinary way. The Quran says, don't go to the source. Investigate the chick. Whether it is the miraculous chick or the chick which is which has come in front of our eyes as a result of following the order of the universe. Quran says, just a minute, both of them are equally created by me. Investigate, then don't believe in me. This is very important. It's very important. Don't believe in my existence because jinn demonstrated this extraordinary action. You've got to believe in me because this farmer went through my order and it was my order.
So the whole purpose of the miracle is to force you to think about the subject more, and where, like, the way it came to be miraculously in the way that you think is miraculous is the same way it came to be through the other way, and it's just forcing you to look at both are miraculous.
No, it is encouraging you, it is ascertaining you about the claim of jinn, not about belief in the creator. No, nothing to do with the creator. Jinn says, I am a messenger employed by God. How do you know? Yeah, I cannot perceive God. I haven't seen him getting the appointment paper from God, anything. So it is a help. It is a grace from my creator to take this gentleman seriously. It doesn't mean that I have to believe in God because of his miracles. That is the fundamental difference between Islam and Christianity.
But it could have been magic or something.
Sorry?
It could have been magic or something.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't mind. It could have been a magic. Yeah, I don't mind. You know why? Because my conclusion is not because he performed a miracle. My conclusion is studying the way the chicken comes into existence through the law that I am accustomed with. So understanding that the laws themselves are not conscious beings or conscious source of existence to give birth into a chicken, because both chickens, one of them happened right now, the other one happened after the process of 20 days. Yeah, both of them are signs to their creator equally. Nothing is more sacred to this chicken than the one who's produced in the farm. Both of them are, I have to understand and conclude that both of them are miraculously coming into existence. Even through the laws, as I am accustomed with, the laws are just my way of regularity, seeing the things in a regular way. Regularity does not necessitate, we have to understand this, regularity doesn't necessitate to be the cause of existence of anything. Every day, somebody brings, let's say, brownie, for the class. It doesn't mean that I am always seeing this is happening. It does every time that we get together, he comes with the brand. It doesn't mean that he is, this regularity will confirm that I am the creator of brownie. So, for example, water comes and the plants are there. So look at this reason. It's a very serious study, by the way. I don't tell this to anybody except here in really NYU class. So we have to be very careful, very careful. Water's coming down and meeting the plant is what? Accidental. Accidental means not necessitated by water itself. Water doesn't say that, no, there's a plant there, it needs me, I'm going to make it, so it's my duty. I am a very dutiful person or thing. I have to go there and be with the plant. It, according to the capacity of the water molecule, it is accidental because it is subject to other rules. It must be this way, and water shouldn't be sucked by soil, and it must run this way, and the order has to be there, and the water molecule just follows the order. If it encounters with the plant, then this relationship starts working. And everybody knows. Be careful here. You have to, if you don't, you have to listen to it and decipher the text and then listen and write it, etc. This is very important. This is the heart of the philosophical discussions, has been really for centuries. And it's not solved in the philosophy section. It is solved in the Quranic section, but not in the philosophy section. It's still they are arguing about the necessity of the laws of nature. They are still arguing about it. This positivist philosophy is based on this. So we have to understand where the mistake lies, right? As a result of a dependent, accidental object, we cannot conclude that this object is the cause of existence of another thing, because it itself is accidental.
The water is accidental?
Yeah. Water is motion.
I thought that everything is there for a purpose. So.
No, accidental means it is not the result of water's choice and decision that I'm going to do that.
Okay, so the water is just the object's decision.
Accidental means it is subject to something, some other rules. If these rules let it go this way, then it will go this way. It means they are dependent on the order of the universe. They are dependent. They are accidental. The technical word is they are occurrent. Occurrent means, in Arabic, hadith. Occurrent means they happen to be according to the will of something else, not themselves. Do you understand that?
Isn't everything like that?
Yeah. Everything, yes. Well, okay, but you have to understand that. So you have to say that if someone says water is causing the plant growing, an accidental and occurrent thing. No, pay attention. It's very important. You can speak later on. I know to explain, but he has to come early. So any occurrent thing cannot claim its own existence by itself, because occurrent means dependent, happened as a result of some other agents, not itself. So that's a very fundamental thing in naturalist idea or positivist idea. So we cannot be positive about the creatorship of the agents or causes that we call in cause and effect relationship. We cannot. So we see that in the process of the growth or birth of the chicken, which is bred or experienced in the farm, everything which is related to the creation or the process of the chicken in the farm is accidental. So they cannot be the cause of existence of the chicken. They are just the thing that we experience as a result of the regularity of the occurrence. Accidental thing. Always it is happening in this way, does not necessitate that this water is the creator of the plant, is the reason for the existence of the plant. The water, you can add anything next to it. The minerals in the soil, the air molecules, the light photons, whatever, it doesn't matter. Everything, this is very important. So everything in this world refers to another source which controls or gives existence to the whole order of the universe. We experience within already existing world the regularity. We experience the regularity. Regular. Every morning, this time, the earth rounds this way, the moon takes this position, and this rotates. That's a regularity. It doesn't mean that the regularity should be taken as the cause of existence of another thing, because the regularity consists of accidents, occurrence, dependent beings. Be careful. So, rather than the genes chicken, what I would do, I wouldn't look at genes chicken because I am not accustomed with the way he performed it. It is not my way. Even if I was with Jesus, even if I was with Muhammad next to him, and I saw his miraculous demonstrations, attributing it to the Creator. The prophets always say, I am employed by God, and this is the act of God. But some people say this is the act of Jinn himself, then they start worshipping Jinn as the Creator. It became the theology of certain people. Right? It's very simple, but solves many problems. Very simple. I would, because I wouldn't really experience the process that I am accustomed with, that this chicken came into existence. It's one event. If it is not extraordinary, it's extra regularity. It is not my cup of tea to deal with. It's not my interest in reality. I would say, you are doing something, as the brother said, Ihab said earlier, I don't know whether you are a magician or just cheating me, but I am here experiencing the growth of chickens all my life. It's not only me, everybody. Now we cannot cheat 6 billion people at the same time as a result of their experience. Then I cannot trust my humanity then, if I don't trust them. So I would rather go and study the chicken which came into the existence or out of its egg, and study that egg and see the apparent causes attached, adjacent to its process. Adjacent, not cause. Because I have to study whether they are cause or not. Cause means independent, individual decision making to give existence to something which did not exist before. That is the definition of cause. Give existence to, because human beings look for the cause of any existent being. So I cannot find cause here, and I believe in the fact, as my conclusion, this chicken in the farm is created by the creator of the order of the whole universe. This chicken, Gene demonstrated in front of me, I don't know. It's not my interest. But since I believe that, if I conclude that, everything, including everything in the order of this universe, must have an creator which is not of the nature of the universe, which means absolute, must have an absolute creator. So for the absolute creator, he can create the chick out of egg by creating the egg and making it subject to a process, or like Gene showed it, the same, absolute never change in my eye. Do you understand? So when Gene demonstrates the miracles, it's extraordinary event, I would say, yes, really, you must be appointed by the one who owns the order of the universe. He is changing it. Of course, this is absolute. We can do. I take it seriously now. What do you say? If you say that the universe has a creator, I will say, yeah, you're right. As a result of my investigation of the chick in the farm, I conclude that you are right. So I take you seriously. The miracles, the prophetic miracles, are good only, not to believe, to take the man seriously. Nothing more.
So it kind of wakes you up and makes you pay attention.
That's what I was saying. So like, because you said, okay, it doesn't matter how it happened, and it could have been sorcery, it could have been whatever it could have been. Well, no, I mean, what?
Okay.
There are people that claim now that they can do magic.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
they can make something appear from nothing, apparently. But that's not the issue. The issue is it makes me think. That's
And
the point.
refers me to investigate. This miracle doesn't refer me to investigate how the miracle happened. I can't. It happens only one sentence out of my experience. Refers me to investigate how the chick in the farm came into existence. Right? And in the case of Muhammad, he comes with the message and says, look at the chick in the farm. It doesn't say, look at the chick that I created through the miraculous way in the hands of the prophet or my messenger. The Quran is a unique in this stand among the scriptures and challenges the whole world. I'm amazed when I realize that, I am amazed. It knocks down all naturalistic philosophy. It knocks down all biased, preassumed religious theology. Everything is based on your investigation of the creation. Yeah. But somebody may say, I don't know, I have never seen any prophet who was performed the miracle so that my heart will be satisfied. No. You don't have to see. Even you have to see, you have to do the same thing. That's why it's not extremely important to be a companion of this prophet. But you can accompany him in his teachings, where the Quran is with you. So while you are studying the Quran, in reality, what are you doing? You are becoming a companion of the prophetic teaching. But it may sound a little bit radical. It may sound a little bit out of the box. So are we going to be a companion of the prophet while we are not with him? At least by definition, while you are studying the Quran and trying to investigate the message it brings to you, you are studying alongside with the prophet. The prophet is not next to you, but you can hear something about it. But ultimately, even if you were with the prophet, you would be working with him alongside with studying the Quran. Can you imagine a person who is next to the prophet and never pays attention to the Quran, that doesn't get any education from the Quran, yes, and admires Muhammad as a nice man? He is an admirer of a person, but not a believer. Do you understand the difference? Mm-hmm. So we have to be, of course, not arrogant. We shouldn't be arrogant, saying that the companions are nothing, we are equal to them. No, we are establishing a methodology, very fundamental, important methodology. You can assume or assume for you, how do you say, can adopt to yourself that I have to study the Quran in order to follow the prophet. You don't have to follow the prophet in the streets of Mecca or Medina. Most of the companions were not following the prophet in the streets of Mecca, Medina all the time anyways. They were just following their lives. From time to time, they used to get a revelation from him and try to listen to his advice and, of course, assimilate the meaning of the Quran they can by themselves. Maybe in a group. They used to have study groups like this, according to their companionship, their own friendship. Yeah, some people used to have among themselves, the other people used to have among themselves, according to their interests, etc. Yeah, interest in the studying the Quran. So that's why the prophetic tradition tells whoever studies the Quran, if there is a group who is studying the Quran, try to understand it, but according to their capacity. It doesn't have to be at a very high level. It's according to their own capacity. Then the prophet says the angels admire them. Why? Because the purpose of the existence of angels has been fulfilled by their study. That's the purpose of the creation. Get to know who your owner is. Very simple. So did you understand the importance of studying the universe next to the miracles? So we don't believe in God because of the miracles. We have to understand that.
So
yeah, okay. Now the question.
From what you said is, I mean, I understand what you said about seeing a miracle and it forcing me to contemplate
on the
source of it and its reality in the world that I'm living in. But then that is sort of, a hint that some people were privileged to and others weren't. Seeing something extraordinary, or as you said, out of like seeing sort of the rules bend in one way or another to force them to contemplate. Some people saw it, and so it forced them to contemplate, and some people didn't see it, so it
I don't know. That's their business. I am responsible for myself.
Okay, I'm talking about myself.
Okay.
I didn't see any miracles.
Okay.
I didn't see any extraordinary
Okay.
miracles like the ones that I read about, or so does that put me at this position compared to other people?
Who are they?
The people that did see miracles.
But okay, I didn't see.
But you just said that the purpose of those miracles is to force me to think about the reality of
No, take the man seriously.
Oh, Eugene?
Fine. So some people saw some man perform some miraculous act that caused them to take him seriously and contemplate about the world. Some people didn't see that man do something, so they not going to take him as seriously as those other people.
If they hear this, but as hear that there was a man who performed miracles, and some people really admired at his demonstrations of the miracles, etc. And he says this. What does he say? Look at the chick in the fire.
But it's not the same. That's my point. It's not the same as actually seeing it yourself.
But doesn't matter. Because you hear. That's if you don't hear it, it's another case. Because we have to speak about ourselves. Did you hear it? Did you hear that there was a man who claimed?
Yeah, and
this?
I heard other people that existed and said that they did stuff.
Accordingly, you have to investigate
So I
and
believe,
decide about yourself. Just let's settle this one. And then accordingly, you have to decide about yourself and do your own responsibility. That's it. That's what you are responsible for yourself. And you come up to the society saying that, look, I heard this, I did this investigation, that's my conclusion. Would you like to join me or not? Bye-bye.
But shouldn't that be enough for everybody? Why would these people be privileged?
Oh, no, I don't know. I'm responsible for myself. I don't know about other people, what's going on in their life. No, because it is always escaping from it's the way to escape from my own responsibility. I don't know what's going on in the minds of this brother. I don't know. But I can share my experience with him if he's ready. And I don't know why he did this or that. But what I know for sure, the universe is in front of everybody, and every human being is given the ability to investigate the universe. How much they use, for what purpose they use, I have no idea. No, it's none of my business. I have to maybe encourage them to go through my experience if I benefit from my experience and enjoy it, because this enjoyment gives me pleasure, and I want my friend also to share my pleasure. Because if I am hungry, if something satisfies me, that's how I am. I want the other people, or first, but then the next one, to satisfy themselves as well. I say, look, I did this. It was beautiful. I am comfortable. I'm consistent within my own being, right? So if you want to reach that confidence, you can follow this. That's my experience. As if you go to the doctor and doctor says, look, if you take this medicine, it's good for you. And whether you take it or not, that's up to you. That's up to you. But he has to tell you, as far as he knows, that this is a cure for your illness. That's very simple. So do you force the patients to practice or to administer their descriptions or prescriptions you write? No. You just advise them, man. Listen. Okay. Not before you. What is
No,
it?
was
Follow
related
up?
to you. I was just like, for our purposes, is hearing about a miracle served at the same purpose as seeing it, as far as we're concerned? Because it still makes us think about.
Yeah, it is because still I have to study the miracles event. Still, I have to study. I have to go to the farm and study how the process of the chicken is happening, and what is the reason or the real cause for any stages of development What is the real cause of existence of any state? I have to investigate still. The person who performed the miracle says, go to the farm. That's the Quran. Go to the farm and study the chicken there and see what is the cause of existence of this chicken. So in the Quranic language, the miracle word is used usually mixed up three things. The word ayah. Ayah is used for the sentences of the Quran. Ayah is used anything created in the universe, any single thing. Ayah is used any narration of the miracle attributed to the Prophet. Equal. One word. Ayah. Ayah means sign, literally, means sign. Everything is equally sign. That's what we have to understand about the Quran. The Prophet's miraculous demonstrations are signs. Everything, the existence exists, everything exists in the universe is a sign. And the Quran verses, sentences are also signs to what? To one thing. The universe as an absolute creator. Trace its manifestations here and find out. You can. It's so simple. Why do we make it so complicated? Yeah, when we go to the practical side of life, when we go into the details, you have to make further research. Yes, but this is the fundamental principle that we should have in our mind. Fundamental principle. We should never leave this. Even if you are studying secular sciences, even if you study certain philosophical currents, or even if you study the Quran, even if you study Sirah book, even if you study Muslim philosophers or theologians, doesn't matter. This is the pattern we have to follow. And it makes sense to me. I don't know about you, but it makes sense to me. It convinces me. So I can comfortably resist any philosophical challenge says there is no creator. We can just enjoy ourselves. We should just enjoy ourselves. I can challenge that. And any prejudice presentation of any religious tradition saying that, look, God says so, Prophet says so, we must do it. I said, challenge that too. Equally. Just a minute. I must be convinced. About anything. I say, stop, philosophers. I must be convinced by myself. I have to investigate. I'm going to the farm to, using our previous example, to investigate how the chickens are growing or coming into this world. And if one says, follow the Quran, follow the Sunnah, etc., or narrates any religious thing, yes, okay, I had to go to the farm. Equal. So what you said, this one, so I have to investigate here. The Prophet said that you have to behave in this way or you have to understand in this way. It's a very problematic matter, but still I have to say, okay, let me see and see it in the farm. Manifested, demonstrated by my Creator. So I have to observe. There is no imitation in any sense. Neither philosophical views, nor media news, nor religious advocative, is it the right word? Advocations. It means calling you do this, do that, because it is according to religion. Okay, thank you. I have to investigate. Both. So if you take this free, if you like, liberal attitude, you work on yourself, you develop yourself, you improve yourself, you become more and more human beings. Human being with your own self. So now your turn.
Yeah, so I understand that my responsibility as a human being is to investigate creation and conclude the creator. And going back to the analogy of the chick, either it's coming from the farm or a human being employed to produce it right away.
And let's create it miracle.
Right. So, okay, I understand my responsibility is just to connect it to the creator. But if like Eric was saying, either you're hearing it or you're seeing some miracle, how do I go on about taking that?
Doesn't matter. That's a claim.
So so
the same thing, seeing it or hearing it, essentially the same. Because some people saw the prophet performing miracle, interpreted it in another way. It's the same thing. You hear and interpret another way. So you don't have to really follow. For example, all the people around Jesus. Some people confirmed it according to the narrations. Okay, traditional Christian narrations. Hundreds of thousands of people saw Jesus performing miracles. Not according to Islamic narration. Muhammad's miracles were not observed by thousands and millions of people. Right? So, okay, it doesn't matter. So, when they saw it, did they confirm that Jesus was something extraordinary? No. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Depending on what? Their conviction about their reality in the world. They say, this world is just accidental happening like that, and this man must be a magician, right? Really cheating us. That's what the Quran says itself. They will call you this, they will call you that. Not because they have not seen the miracle. They have saw the miracle, they call him what? Magician or Majnun. It means really obsessed by some extraordinary things, right? Okay, good. So it means they didn't still approve. It means the difference between hearing and seeing doesn't count much, really, as far as my responsibility is concerned. I have to know that. My responsibility is still to investigate and come to the conclusion as a result of my own research.
So when I do observe something in creation which sort of looks like a miracle, for example, you see the sun rising and sun setting, or, okay, let's say the sun does not, just hypothetically speaking, the sun does not rise one day. So I did observe a nuance in the creation. So now I did observe, so now this is a regularity of creation.
Belief means, I conclude from what you said.
Okay.
Belief means studying the regularity. Within the regularity, seeing the manifestations of a conscious absolute will operating there. That is belief. Okay. So out of regularity, belief is not belief. Do you understand? Seeing something happening out of regularity in the universe is not belief. I don't know what it is. But it is a very big challenging claim. So would you like to say?
Sorry, I just said it doesn't even happen. It's not like sun is not going to rise because that's against the physical laws of the universe. If the sun doesn't rise, then the earth ceases to exist. We're all gone.
We cannot say physical laws. But what you said, I have not experienced the sun is not rising. I am not responsible. We've got to be careful here. I am not responsible to search for the creator of an event which I have not experienced. Right? I have not experienced the sun not rising. I experience the sun rising or moving, the earth is moving, and I have to investigate how this event takes place in the world. So as a result of my investigation, this event or the revolution of the earth cannot be attributed to accident by itself. It is the result of a conscious will. That's my experience, the result of my experience. So I conclude that this universe belongs to an absolute being. I'm shortcutting here because we study this aspect of the matter quite a lot and very frequently. So I can take this conclusion and I say I belong to the absolute being. The sun belongs to the absolute being. The earth belongs to the absolute being. I understood that the universe and our existence belongs to the absolute being. That's my conclusion. What this absolute being is going to do, none of my business. My business is to acknowledge the absolute being and define my existence, define my being in terms of, in reference to this absolute being. Refer myself to the absolute being. If you have human senses, and if these human senses require something else, refer it to their creator, the absolute being. For example, what you observe here, you die. But what you experience, your existence shouldn't disappear. Your experience. Is it possible? Where did I get this feeling that my existence should not disappear? I want to exist. I want to be happy. I want to really entertain the Lord, my Lord, as being the absolute source, to give me everything I want, because He gave me the sense of wanting. So, since you gave me the sense of wanting, give me. Can He give or not? You conclude, you decide, and you put your expectations on Him, not on you. So, I belong to the eternal being, absolute being, and this absolute being will take care of my feelings. Please, I need that. I have to express. That's it. Can you get yourself? Never. No one can get anything. So, and are you expected to get it? The absolute happiness or eternal happiness? No. He is saying that I'm going to give it to you, not you. You say, can He give me? Yes. Will He give me? My being is a witness to it. So the problem is there. The natural laws are not natural laws. They are regularities that we experience. So there is nothing in this world natural. It means, that means. Natural means coming from its own nature. No. But this is the way they are made and created, and I am experiencing this regularity, and I am responsible to investigate this regularity on me and come to a conclusion whether this regularity happens by itself accidentally, or this regularity is the result of a conscious choice. Then this regularity cannot give existence to itself, but they exist. So they need a cause to come into existence. So this cause is not within the universe because I can't see it. Because I study the particles, they have no quality to give existence to their own being. They are all accidents. They are all occurrence. They are all dependent. They need to exist. So one particle says, I need to exist. It means all particles say, I need to exist. because they are sharing the same nature. Because I understand through the regularity of the universe. This way of understanding and being comfortable in the world is unique to Quranic description of the path. If you follow, the path will end up in absoluteness of the Creator. It says you have to end up in absoluteness of the Creator if you didn't check yourself. Then I'm checking myself. If I'm convinced, I will confirm it. If I'm not convinced, I will reject it. I'm free. So I think it is your turn now. Yeah.
Thank you.
So well before. Well before.
I completely understand that we live in an accidental world. But sometimes it's hard to then think how we take responsibility if everything is dependent on accident, right? Or dependent on something that is beyond us, right? Everything, every small thing. So how do we take responsibility in a world that is completely accidental? And since we can't even trust our intentions sometimes. That's my question. You understand?
Can you not trust your intentions?
You said before that even your intentions
Is created
is created.
according to your free will.
Yeah.
So you are choosing to intend this way or another way. But you have to know that the creation of your choice is different from your choice. Your choice is created freely. You are experiencing it. I am experiencing it. Well, I can choose this way or another way. I'm free. So choosing does not make the things necessarily come into existence. It means I am not the creator. I am the chooser. So that's how I am. So I am responsible to watch out for my choices. That's it. So what I choose, I'm responsible for them. Do I always make the perfect choice? I don't know about you. I don't. That's my experience. I don't. I have to work on it because when I investigate my own existence, I understand that my potentialities are enormous. Enormous. Not only the quantitative side is enormous, it is huge human science. So don't look at the medical studies reduces human beings always to the biological side of flesh and bones, but these are animal side of human being. Yeah, animal side of human being. If a person treats another person as made of flesh, bone, and blood, it means he's treating this person as an animal. But we have to take into consideration, and nowadays I'm happy to see that the medicine is opening up to human individual characteristics. So that psychological side of it, or psychology means really human side of it, not animal side of it, into account. So what we are talking here about human side, not biological side. So human side makes me think about my choices and decisions as a result of my investigation. I come to a certain decision. I say, I want this, I am this, I expect this, and my existence is related to my creator in this sense. That's my choices, my conclusions. We always say that the belief is your conclusion. Your conclusion. So you say, I concluded as a result of my experience this. My existence belongs to the absolute being. So simple. So I leave it to him, but My free will is mine. It's given to me by him. So how should I leave it to him after using my free will? Because I am free to use. If I don't use it, it means I am going against my reality. Because I have a free will, it means whoever made me gave me this free will and let me experience it. So if I don't use it like a person who is not using his hands and say that I cannot get this, but you could give him the hand to use it, right? So if someone doesn't use his free will, it means he's going against his general language I am using, his nature, the way he's created, his futra in Arabic. His futra, going against his futra. It means going against his humanity, human reality. So I have to use it. There is no way to ignore or avoid free will. That's with me. Even if there is an argument, when I read this argument, I read it now, even if I choose not to use my free will, it's still my choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still my choice. I loved it when I read. So still, you cannot escape from yourself, your reality. So if someone is lazy, it's his choice. So, Jim.
All right. A while ago, this is a simple question. You set out to point out 3 components to the miraculous observation, and you first stated the ayah as part of that.
The verse.
That verse, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But now I'm very curious. What are the other 2? You did not mention the other 2 components.
This is not really a question related to other subject, but expansion of it. Yeah. Okay. So the first verse, if you like, ayah, the sign, you can definitely take from the creation. So the creation is the first sign that we are always together. We cannot escape. But if even there are some people who have not heard any message from any messenger, so they are responsible only in their relationship with the creation. And accordingly, they will decide that their responsibility remains there. And another thing, the second verse comes, whether you realize it or not, yourself, your own human qualities. Yeah, after complete. So your own human qualities, which is called your conscience, your own human senses. Then the third, if you have heard the revelation that a person says, I am employed by God and this is a message from him to help you, to guide you, you cannot ignore. Let me see. As you cannot ignore if someone gives you a news. So this is the most important news. If someone comes and says that I have been given a message from the absolute creator of this universe, your creator, and he is telling me that you are created for this purpose, he is really disclosing or revealing his purpose in creation and guiding you how to catch that purpose, how to reach that purpose, how to accomplish that purpose. Wouldn't you take it seriously? With no, just because you heard it. So if someone tells you something about a simple thing, you take it seriously. If someone calls you and says that your mother is ill and she's expecting you to come, you take it seriously and go to another country for travel how many miles? Yeah, take it seriously. But if someone says that I come with the news from your creator here to take it seriously, investigate. That's something else. You have to investigate the first sign, which is the universe. You have to really try to work on the second side, which is your own conscience. You have to take seriously what the universe says, sorry, the message, the prophets say, seriously. And what we have to do now, we have to use 3 channels at the same time and see the compatibility there. Try to make sense of it, sense out of through of it, yeah, and come to a conclusion. That's your responsibility. Well, it helps us a lot. Yeah, understand. It helps us a lot. But does anything guarantee anything in this world that guarantees you are right or wrong? No.
Dr. Adi, the analogy that you gave doesn't make sense to me. Like if someone calls me and says my mom is sick, first of all, I know I have a mom. Right?
Yes.
So it's different from someone saying
Yeah.
that there's a creator, because say I don't
Yeah.
believe in that. But I know that I have a mom. And most likely the person that calls me is someone that knows me. So it's someone that I trust.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So that's completely different from someone coming and saying, I come from the creator with a message to you. That I don't see any
Take
parallels
it,
at
no,
all.
believing
Just take that
is,
someone seriously as that.
yeah, but taking that claim seriously, investigating it, if you have any sign, you go further. If you see that what this man says really doesn't make sense or doesn't really correlate with what I am seeing in the universe and what I feel within myself as a human being, then don't take it seriously. It needs investigation. It needs investigation. That's why you cannot say, I'm a Christian, the Bible is my sacred book, I am a Muslim, Quran is my sacred book, and I have to imitate it. It doesn't work. You have to investigate it and confirm it and see the correlation, the compatibility between the other signs. Take it seriously, because this man is not saying that your mother needs you. It's a simple matter, in fact. Yeah, it is important, but it happens only once. The other person is saying your reason of existence is being disclosed. What? It means all your questions is answered. All your questions are answered here in the message. Really? It's a big claim. Big claim. It doesn't mean that you just obey. No, we have to investigate. But there is a way to check whether this claim is right or wrong. Is yours?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about the same thing, I just wanted to say that you do respond to a claim about your mother's illness because you care about your mother. So I think those 3 things that you said, channels, have to go in order. So I've seen a lot of people who don't care about the universe to begin with or their own feelings. They just, because they listen to something else, they interpret it as accidentally. So if they do get a revelation, there's no way they'll pay attention to it because they don't have the question, like you said many times. But if you're already on the lookout for an answer, and when somebody comes with a news like that, it will be just as important, if not more important, than your mother. It's because you care about your mother, so you care about the question. If you don't care about it, so they have to go in order. And I think what that means, and correct me if I'm wrong, when the prophet came to the people, there were people that are already on the lookout for an answer, and those are usually, I think, the people who would respond the most and first. And the ones who just didn't, I mean, regardless, some of them were the worst people, and they were like very aggressive, like some of the companions like we hear, but there was something about them where they really had a question, and the others just didn't. So it's only because they cared already.
So depends on your center of interest. What are you looking for in this world? Some people may seem to be very bad people because their worldview is such. They are honest to their own worldview. So when they hear the prophet saying something else, they shift it or flip their worldview. Oh yeah, that's really correct. Why didn't I see it? Suddenly became
And some people seem
really
really
the
good.
serious followers of student of Muhammad.
And some people seem really good, and then they just, any revelation, they just completely
So-
reject it. It's
so-
like,
Again, it depends on yourself, your own
Yeah.
attitude. That's what I understood. Your attitude. But if you are ready to say yes to everything, then somebody comes and says that the universe is just natural as it is, and you say, yes, sir, you are right. And the prophet says that there is a God who created you for a purpose, etc. Yes, sir, you are right. It's not human. Equally, it's not human. We have to investigate. So, what happened? So, shall we study the comparison, the secular worldview, and the worldview which compares, which takes at least into consideration the existence of the absolute being as the creator? So which kind of social life they construct. We just studied at the beginning of today's class, those who were in time, with a secular worldview makes you ultimately be individualistic. Although you may have some concern with the society, but ultimately individualistic. Still, it is for your own purpose. Why we cannot go out of the box of this universe? It is, but somehow it may be good for the person when he will be happy. His happiness makes me feel happy. Yeah. If I don't harm somebody, I am comfortable. My conscience doesn't disturb me. So I am happy. So I shouldn't harm anybody. Because when I harm somebody, if I transgress somebody's right, I feel hurt within myself for my own benefit. We said at the beginning, actually, coming back to the beginning, we said this is ultimately turns around you. But if you take the worldview which says the universe has a creator, has an owner, and there is a purpose in the existence of everything he created in order to let you know who you are. So what you do everything in order to acknowledge him and tie the case to him, not to yourself. Anything. So for example, when I do a good thing, it means my feeling towards this person who is needy, and when he's satisfied, I am happy. No, that is not the reason that I do this action because I am happy. Through this action, I experience the creator of my sense of happiness. Oh, the creator is really revealing to me that helping is his characteristics. So I would say at the end, I will help my friend, and at the end of this process, under the guideline of the revelation, I will say, I have a loving, helping honor. I belong to him. That's the opportunity to experience who my creator is. So the difference between a secular social activity and, if you like, revolution followers social activity, one of them becomes individualistic, the other one becomes God conscious. They do the same action, but everybody does the same action in this world. How we interpret it and relate it to ourselves. Accordingly, we will see the results of being individualistic and results of being here socially oriented person or society. So in a believers community, people take care of them, the others, not because of the individualistic purposes and benefits, because in this way they experience that their creator is an helping one. They have to represent him. They have to follow him, get to know him better by experiencing helping people more, preserving for example, we said the environment, being an environmentalist or environmentally conscious person, in order to know that the orderer of this universe, creator of this universe, made this universe beautiful for me in order to know who he is, and I should have no right to destroy it because it belongs to him, not to me. So this is a completely different worldview. That's what I want only, but it's the fundamental difference between a society which is based on revelation and a society which is based on an idea which is not benefiting from the revelation, which is called secular. It means one of them is a closed universe, the other one is open universe. So, inshallah, we have to wrap up. Last question. Okay, he was first, although the ladies are first, but if you can.
So quickly. It's very interesting to me that you said that one of them is egoistic, ultimately, and the other one is God conscious. So there's no such thing as, because in this country I hear that all the time, we're socially or other people conscious, or we do it because we love the environment. Because it just really annoys me, because no, you don't. It's because you're egoistic. That's why, because I hear people that say, my only happiness is to help other people. Well, there's only two choices. You're helping them because it makes you feel happy, or you're helping them. But there's no such thing as being, like, even the God conscious, you're not doing it for the society, really. You're doing it
for the sake of God,
for the sake
but
of
experience in this societal level.
Yes.
Because only you can experience that you understand how your creator is really help lover. Yeah, if you don't experience it, you don't experience God's attribute manifested in you. So your question, the last one.
Oh, yes.
It has to be the last one.
Is there a specific age where we become God conscious? Because there is?
Yeah.
What's that?
When you start your existence, experiencing your existence in the womb of your mother.
Oh.
Yeah, your mother.
As a baby, you are conscious of God?
Yeah. What develops. Your mother's attitude, your mother's concerns, you grow together, you come into, step by step. You cannot have sharp stages.
Right.
Up to here, I did know nothing, and at the age of 14, I became aware of everything. There is no such thing.
Okay.
But this is the responsibility that especially the Muslims confuses. Responsibility starts at a certain age, but still, according to your conditions, no one can say. Some people grow at the age of 12. Some people grow, or in America, after 40.
But there's research saying that our brain is fully developed only at the age of 20 or 20s.
Doesn't matter. You are responsible as far as your effort to understand what your reality is, the question. So when you are a child, your parents are responsible to guide you. So it means you grow with the environment. Responsibility is different from awareness. There is no end in the process. There is no last point. That's it. my brain fully grown at the age of 20, and then that is, I start my research. Can you not do any research at the age of 15, 16? Question. When you are 3 years old, ask your parents how many questions you asked to your parents, and your parents were fed up with your questions, shut you up. We were 3 years old. Sorry?
There's also research that the brain is the neuroplasticity of the brain is there. So the brain never really stops growing. It continues to grow.
Oh, doesn't matter, that's not your responsibility. The growth of your brain is the responsibility of your creator. You are responsible how you use it.
Sorry, they say that as a teenager you have impulses,
Okay.
and that you don't actually have the ability to control it.
Okay, that's the God's plan, if you like.
But there are some impulses that are dangerous or threatening to your life. So
If anything wrong, according to our understanding, in creation, that's not your responsibility. In creation, your responsibility is how you use your free will, free choice towards it. So we are not judging about people. So if my creator has given me certain attitude or certain things which, or as you said, some impulses, so that's my creator has given me. Yet certain impulses. None of my business. My business is how I am dealing with them while I am using my free choice. So if you understand that we are not here to judge about people, to say that their responsibility started now, not yesterday, but today. So this kind of things that panicking us about the people's responsibility from outside, that is the problem. You cannot solve any problem. So take care of yourself. Today, for example, what we have realized, your life will start from now onwards according to your realization. It's so simple. Take care of your responsibility, which is just choice. Choice. The result will be created not by you, don't worry about it. So you have been given, my simple example is, you have been given 2 hands. You are responsible to use 2 hands. You cannot make it fall. Yeah? You can make some machines, all right, but you cannot make your hands fall. So simple.
So it's like you're responsible as much as you can comprehend.
No, but you are also responsible for your comprehension.
Yeah, but I'm working toward my comprehension. But it's like it's
so not
like
the capacity of comprehension depends on you. For example, somebody studies this in a particular subject and understands at this level. The other person starts late and understands at a lower or higher level, whatever. But responsible for your choice, free will. Believe in your free will. Don't worry. So God will ask you for your choices. God won't ask you, why did you have 2 ears, not 4? You will say, you made it. None of my business.
Oh, but you could also say, these impulses were given to me by God.
Yeah,
So,
impulses are given to you.
If
Yeah.
I took the wrong choice because I felt an impulse that was given to me.
Wrong choice. I didn't say right or wrong. And be careful.
Yeah.
Have you taken care of your choices? You are responsible for your choices, not the result of your choices. Yeah, you wanted to help somebody, gave him some food, it was poisonous, and the man died. Are you responsible for the death of the man? No. Your choice was to help him. You will be rewarded, and this man died. So simple. So death is created by him, by God. Death is created by God. The conditions are created by God. You are responsible for your choice. The result of your choice has been created by the one who created the universe. So simple. So don't worry about it. Take care of yourself. I think we have to stop. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alim hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Al-Fatiha.